Welcome to this webinar. This webinar, I'm going to be sharing something really exciting. It's what we call the hidden careers in blockchain that can help you earn in dollars. I know we're all excited to earn in dollars. So, in this webinar, I'll be sharing with you this secret stuff. We have been hearing about blockchain recently, blockchain, words like blockchain, AI, Web3. These are terminologies or words that have come into the internet space. And it's because technology is evolving, right? Things are happening, changes happening. And in this webinar, I'm going to review something that most people don't know about, right? We all know about blockchain. We've heard about it through crypto, but most people feel blockchain is all about crypto and everybody's just on the crypto revolution. But the crypto revolution is kind of going downward. So there's a lot in blockchain that if you stay to the end of this webinar, I'm telling you for a fact, you're going to benefit. You're going to benefit from it. So, yeah. So before we go on, about the company bringing you this webinar. Our name is Credulen, and at Credulen, we offer specialized training and consulting services designed to equip people with skills and strategies needed in a technology driven world to excel. This is what we do at Credulen. And you can visit our official website at credulen.com and you can check out our courses. We have some good courses on Credulen where we share with you standard courses, certified courses that are taught by world-class tutors. And we at Credulen, we're not just providing just teaching alone, but actually showing you where you need to be at in a technology-driven world and how you can equip yourself with that. So moving on to the webinar, that's just about Credulen. I would love us to follow rather I would love us to follow Credulen on LinkedIn, on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on LinkedIn, on X, and we're coming to Instagram soon. So you can follow us on our social media handles um, on this video. Right. So moving on. Now, who is this webinar for? If you're on this webinar, you're watching this video right now, you really need to know if this webinar is for you. So, who is this webinar for? So, if you are number one looking for a high value skill and a high paying job, this webinar is for you. If you need something that is of high value, high demand, and it's high paying, because a lot of skills can be high value but not high paying. It happens because there's a lot of saturation in that industry. But you need something that's really of high demand, high value, and is high paying. This webinar is for you. If you're seeking financial security and growth, you need to be stable financially, you need to grow financially, not just being stable, but actually growing financially. This webinar is for you. If you want to transition into another career, let's say where you are is kind of stuck, the career you are is kind of stuck. There are lots of industries that are being revolutionized, changed by AI, changed by technology, and people jobs are getting taken. But if you want to transition into a career that is dynamic and keeps on growing, this webinar is for you. This webinar is for you. If you desire to be location independent, right, and the ability to work from anywhere in the world at any time, any place, this webinar is for you. If you want to work remotely, you don't want your job to be tied to your location, this webinar is greatly for you. So I'm not just going to reveal something on this webinar that is just vague, but it's going to deliver every single thing I'm going to be saying here. Now, if you want to also you're able to learn a cutting edge skill that is currently a high demand, like I said before, high demand, really important. This webinar is for you. So moving on. So, what do you stand to gain if you stick to the end? What do you stand to learn if you stick to the end of this webinar? Number one thing, which is the title of this webinar, you're going to learn the hidden career in blockchain and the power of blockchain data. I'm saying blockchain now, it might sound vague to you. What is blockchain? What does it mean? You learn that in this webinar and you understand the power of blockchain data, the information in blockchain. Number three is you're going to learn practical steps to master this in-demand skill, which is the hidden career in blockchain. You're going to get practical steps, step by step, what you need to do to achieve and to get results in this field. And you're also going to learn why this career is flying under the radar, like why most people don't know about it, why it's so hidden, most people are not aware about it, and why it's good for you. Because When treasures are hidden, what makes diamond valuable is because it's not easily found. It's not easily found, and it's so valuable because it has value in it. It doesn't corrode, it doesn't rust, it's hard, something like that. That is what this career is, and it's really under the radar. Most people don't know it. Most people in crypto, most people in Web3 don't even know about this career, and why it would be really good for you to enter and position yourself into it. Speaking of position, I'll be talking about how you can position yourself at the forefront of this emerging field and become one of the few persons that will have a career here. So this webinar is a lot. So I want you to pick up your notes, your pen, and stay with us today and stay with me today and don't change anything. So if I would love you to share this video with your friends and family, people that you know will be interested in this, share it with them and let them join us, let them watch us as we go. So we're about to start. Drum rolls, drum rolls. We're about to start the webinar. So what will you be learning today? What we'll be learning today? So first, we're going to be learning about blockchain, what blockchain is before we dive into the hidden career in blockchain. So learn about what blockchain is. We'll learn about the hidden career in blockchain. We'll also learn why it's so valuable to companies right now and how you can get into it really, really quick. How you can start this career really, really quick. Because I don't want to waste your time here. This webinar is not for time wasting. It's practical, right? It's practical. So moving on. So we're starting the training officially, right? We're starting the training officially. So what is blockchain? We have heard this word several times, and if I ask people what blockchain is, or ask AI or anybody in the industry, they give me a very, very complicated answer, and it's not really easy to explain. So I had to break it down to, if I was trying to explain blockchain to a 7-year-old, how will I explain blockchain? And it's from this angle I'm going to explain blockchain to you. So imagine a special notebook, right? A special notebook that lots of people share. Everybody has this notebook, and let's say it's a magic notebook. Like everybody has this notebook, and every time somebody makes a trade or does something important with their digital money or online, this notebook records it. So every single person that has this notebook, like every single person that has this notebook individually, gets the same thing written on their notebook. Like every single person that has this notebook individually gets the same thing written on their notebook. So I explain. Let's say I buy a laptop. I buy a laptop online, and who I buy the laptop for gets it written on his notebook that I bought the laptop from them. I get it written on my notebook that I bought the laptop from them through paying, through cryptocurrency. The owner of the store gets it written that the laptop was bought, and everybody knows that the laptop was bought at the same time, which is amazing. At the same time, and everybody's getting this information. So you see how it's hard for people to cheat or be dubious about it because everybody's getting it's written at the same time. This is what they call blockchain technology, which I'll be explaining more. So this is what they call blockchain technology. So in the crypto terms, somebody sends money to somebody. The person that sends the money, the sender has it on their note, which is called a ledger, a public ledger. It's what we call the note, and the receiver has it on their notes too. So a public ledger. So there's a library where everybody in the world can see that transaction happen. That is the point of crypto. Transparency. That's the point of blockchain, bringing transparency. Now, because of the way blockchain is, right? Because crypto is built on blockchain, because of the way blockchain is, blockchain technology was developed and it's been used in different industry. Blockchain is more than crypto because you can do different transaction online, you can have different records online. So these are use cases of blockchain technology. I've just given two use cases in this webinar. So number one, for tracking goods. So Walmart, US grocery and mall um, company, uses blockchain. They integrated blockchain into their business to track food from farms to their stores. So the farmers send the food to their stores and they're using blockchain technology to track it. And this ensures that the food safety measures are met, and it makes it easier to find the source of contamination. And let me just explain it to you. Imagine that I own Walmart and I get reviews from my customers that around our store globally, or in the US, that we have bad cabbages, right? Bad cabbages. And we have lots of suppliers, lots of farmers that supply us cabbages. So, how do I find out who is giving us the bad cabbages? How do I know? Right? When you look at distribution, the farmer has to send it to either a warehouse or a pickup station, and they process, a processing factory, and they process that cabbage. So, on that factory, we could have a team that there's obviously a record that every produce that comes from this person, we were able to check which is good, which is bad. And with blockchain technology, they can be a recording that records the amount of cabbages a particular farmer brings in, the one that is bad, the one that gets bad easily. And because of that, now when I have a global store like Walmart, I can now know the farmer in specific that is supplying this kind of um, and bad produce. Because let's be honest, somebody in my factory can actually be working with a farmer and just cheating us, cutting corners, changing stuff, and nobody knows about it. But with blockchain, immediately there's a record that this particular item is bad, right? Even at a higher level, it's not possible to change that record. Even if you are in a higher position in the shop, in my company, right, it's not possible for you to change that because it's reflecting on every single office ledger, every single office notebook. So if we have QR codes for each of these items, we can scan it, we can know where the problem is coming from, we can know the root of the problem, we can know the supplier and other stuff. If goods are missing, we can know where it's missing from. If the farmer delivered 100 and we're only getting 60, we can know that there was a missing link by just checking the records um, with blockchain. That is the transparency blockchain gives. Same thing in managing supply chain, right? Managing, let's say, shipping company, for example. Shipping companies use this to track goods. So if you're an importer, you import a lot of goods, and let's say you pay the person overseas, right? Let's say in China, for example, 1,000 dollars to get some products to you in your country, and the supplier, your exporter, gives like accurate supply of what you ordered. Like what you ordered is what you get. And there's a mishap in the transportation. Let's say somebody in the company, after they filled in the record, somebody in the company, find his way and takes out some stuff. And when you get it in your country, you check it's not complete. You In that scenario, you might feel it's your supplier that's cheating you, right? That's the obvious answer. Let's say your supplier is trustworthy and you trust your supplier more. So how do you know where the problems come from? You see why blockchain technology is important? Because one person fills something up, everybody gets that information. So the information is transparent, public, everybody's seeing it. So if there is ever a mishap, we all know where the mishap is coming from. Either it's from the supplier, or if the supplier is safe, is either from the company is safe, or is either from the person receiving it, maybe the person is lying. So you see the use cases of blockchain, and blockchain technology can be used in different places, in hospitals, in real estate transactions, in a lot of things, right? You can buy lands, and every person knows you are the owner of this land. You paid it because why the record is in every place, in every data. So this is the amazing use of blockchain technology. I don't know if you're understanding this, if you're getting this, but I believe you've gotten this through this explanation. So this is the amazing use of blockchain technology. So you can see, you can think how many industries can be using blockchain technology. Schools, companies, production lines, people can be using blockchain technology to create transparency and better their lives. So moving on. Now, a lot of companies are doing hundreds and thousands of blockchain transactions because a lot of companies are now including blockchain technology into their business. Like, I mean, developing companies that are actually growing with technology. They're introducing blockchain technology in their business. But there's a lot of transactions, and how do you organize those transactions? For a normal company, physical business, they will need an accountant, a bookkeeper to know the transaction. They will need to have records and all that stuff. So, but blockchain transaction, a lot is happening. So global transaction, a lot is happening. So imagine you own a company like Walmart and you have a lot of stores across the US. A lot of transactions are coming in. You could get like 1,000 people buying products every day. how do you organize that data? How do you organize that information? It's like you're getting thousands of notification on your phone every day. So how do you organize your information, your data? How do you find what you need? How do you track what you need? How do you know where a mishap happened? Because the information is there, right? The information is there, but you can't see it clearly because it's all disorganized. So how do you find all of this? How do you organize it? How do you know what you need? How do you know your company is growing? How do you know where your company is missing out on stuff, right? This is where blockchain analysis comes in because you are now analyzing the data, creating categories, and streamlining the data. So you see the need of blockchain technology. So blockchain analysis, rather, is like um, the special notebook and the blockchain analytics or analyst, right, is a detective that look through the pages of this book, notice the patterns, understands what's happening, the transaction, how the money is going, how the records are going, and is able to show you pictorially or in a graph format what is happening in your transactions, what is happening in the country. It helps to keep everything fair, safe, and you can easily spot bad things, right? Organized things, it's easy for you to find. If you go to a library, it's easy for you to find a book when it's organized based on its category. It could be novels, it could be novels under fantasies, it could be science books. But if it's not organized, right, it's going to be chaotic when you have millions of books in a library, in a huge library. So that is where blockchain analysis comes in, being able to notice patterns, find where the money is moving from, the location and all that stuff, and safely organizing everything. So this is the importance of a blockchain analyst in a company. And this is why companies that are integrating blockchain are in need of blockchain analysis. So maybe I mentioned the hidden career in blockchain. This is the hidden career in blockchain. The hidden career in blockchain is a blockchain analysis or a blockchain analyst. These are people that are specially trained to notice, study, and find patterns, understand things in blockchain transaction, and safely categorize them for companies to move forward using blockchain technology. Now, the use cases for blockchain analyst or analyzing rather is that it can be used to fight cryptocurrency scams. So there's a huge wave of Ponzi schemes in the crypto world right now, fake coins, fake investment opportunities, all that stuff, fraudulent stuff. So with blockchain analysis and blockchain analytic tools, you can act like detectives and find where the money is being moved from, how the criminals are operating, what location they are in, what kind of platforms they are, all those stuff. You can use it to find them because you are tracking everything that's going on. It is trained. They have tools for analytics. There's a training for blockchain analysts that they can use to identify and find these loopholes. Now, another use cases is ensuring supply chain transparency, like I mentioned before, being able to analyze records, supply chain management, the insufficiencies, help to find fraudulent activities, movements of goods, and all that stuff. It's one of the use cases, and uncovering sanctions evasions. Now, this is for government institutions, government policies, and other stuff. So government and financial institutions employ blockchain analytics to actually verify, go through transaction, and see who is bypassing, laws and policies, who is trying to form smart, act smart. Because this transaction is both on the government end, they have received their own notes, and both on the user end, they have received their own notes, and both on the back end, the financial institution, they have received their own notes. So these are just a few of what blockchain analysis or analytics can help people or companies and people do. Basically, finding loopholes, organizing stuff, and putting things into place, rather. So that is one of the use cases. Now, another use case which is really important, I mentioned tokens, crypto coins. So there's a huge range of tokens. So for traders, people that trade, if you trade here, you watch this. This is really important for you. If you're in the crypto space, this is really important for you. So blockchain analytics is used to observe the distribution of new cryptocurrency coins. Right, a coin just came up on the market, and all of a sudden, This coin is getting a lot of users, a lot of trades, the value is increasing. How do you know if this is real or if this is a fraudulent stuff? It's by understanding the data, looking at the coin, looking at how did it start, where did it travel to, the trades and other stuff, looking at important information, right? This is how blockchain analytics can help you as a trader. If you have the skill set on your own, it helps you make valuable decision when investing or seeking investment opportunities in the token ecosystem to actually make wealth and make money the right way. So these are just use cases. So you can see blockchain analytics, or it's rather it's bigger than what you just see it is. It's basically understanding the blockchain system itself and organizing data, the transactions being placed there. Now, why will companies need to hire roles for blockchain analytics? If you haven't clearly understood it from what I've said, I'll just recap. Now, for combating financial crime, it is important you're able to know what the criminals are doing, how they did it, how their transaction is going, and if the money was moved, right? How the money was moved by organizing and tracing things. Because with blockchain analytics, I can know the location of the transaction. I can know the wallet address being used. I can see how frequent this person did transaction with a particular address. I can know with this I can pinpoint and map out right individuals in this whole um, fraudulent activity. And also, like I said, ensuring regulatory compliances to ensure that bodies or institutions are actually keeping to their words and doing what they are asked to do, right? And it's also used for improving security, risk management in investing, in developing solutions and other stuff. And it's used to understand user behavior, market trends, assets in the blockchain ecosystem, and also used for developing new products and services like Web3. In the Web3 space, it's used to develop new products and services. So, understanding how people are interacting with coins, using coins, understanding how people will use coins to do transactions, to buy stuff online, will help companies when producing or creating products like a website, like an online service, know how to implement blockchain, crypto into their business. So this is why companies will hire blockchain people for blockchain analytic roles. So it's a huge stuff that a lot of people, right, a lot of people don't know about. I'm glad you're on this webinar. A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people are not aware about blockchain analytics. A lot of people don't know the importance of it. But I believe with this webinar, I've been able to give you the importance of it and why companies will hire it. And like I said, future-based companies, companies that are future-minded, vision-minded, that are growing, are the ones that have started using blockchain technology in their firm. I can guess those kind of companies obviously pay in dollars and pounds and all that kind of stuff. So I know you're all about the money, but you have to have something of high demand, high value that companies will pay you for. And this is one of, or I'll say one of the best currently um, career space you can hop on in and get a lot of benefit from that is safe and secure. So now, example of companies that will hire blockchain analytics or analyst roles are cryptocurrency companies, blockchain native companies, like I just mentioned, coins, token companies, financial institutions like banks. Financial institutions are doing online transactions. Some are implementing blockchains, so they're going to be using or finding people that know how to analyze those data. Healthcare systems for records, patient records, and other stuff, real estate companies for transactions, ownership of lands, selling of lands, retail companies, e-commerce, law firms, that's data transparency. All these kind of companies will be hiring roles in the blockchain analytics career space. So this is how big it is, right? It's a big, dynamic career space that's ever growing. It's growing, it's dynamic because more and more people are using it. More and more people, more and more companies are getting into it, right? Nobody wants to be left out. No company wants to be left out. No company wants to be forgotten, right? Companies that don't adapt are going to be forgotten. And based on past experience, you can see companies like BlackBerry being overtaken by Apple, Nokia, and other stuff. You can see it's companies that were future driven, technology open minded, that are the ones that are thriving to today. And that's also in the career space. So if you're not willing to learn this kind of career, I'm sorry, You're going to be forgotten in the past. That's the honest truth. You're going to be forgotten in the past. So, big question. The big question all of us want to know: what is the minimum salary and maximum salary that somebody in this space can be making? So, minimum, if you're just starting in this space, yearly you can be making $33,000 to about $170,000 yearly, depend on the company you're working for, the location, the complexity of the job, and your entry level. By entry level, we mean how you're starting out. Are you a newbie, an intern, or you're a really, really good guy in blockchain analytics? So depending on where you're starting from, you can make this. And if you convert this to your local currency, if you're in Nigeria, convert this to Naira, it's in the millions. If you're in Ghana, wherever you're watching me from, it's in the millions. Even in the US, Canada, it's in the millions. So this is the potential, not rather the potential of, or I would say rather what people in this space are earning, and you can hop on it right now. So the big question is, how do you position yourself in this industry? How do you get started in this industry? Remember, I said in the webinar, this is a practical webinar, a practical session. So I want to clearly give you three simple steps that you can use to get yourself started in the industry. So number one, acquire in-demand skills in this industry, which is learn the skill. Learn the skill, know what it takes, know the tools you need to analyze data, know how to do dashboards and all that stuff. What I'm saying might sound vague to you, but at the end of these steps, I'll give you a proper solution of what to do. So learn the in-demand skill. You can do self-learn. You can learn all this stuff, and you become a qualified, certified candidate. It's good you have certification, if especially if you want to find jobs. It's good you have certification, be qualified. When I say be qualified, have a portfolio, practice what you learned, do real life case studies, do all that stuff, and position yourself out there, right? Position yourself out there, and employers will find you because they're actually looking for people that know this skill set. And how will employers find you? You can use platforms like LinkedIn. And that brings us to a gift. So if you were part of the people that shared this flyer to for people to join this webinar, share the video link. We have a gift for you, which is LinkedIn optimization. How do you position yourself for jobs for employers to find you instead of you going the other way around? So you can check the description, or you chat us up and we'll send you that freebie if you qualify for it, right? If you want to qualify for it, share this video as many times as possible and send us a screenshot on any of our social media or our email, and we'll send you that PDF guide. So push yourself and you attract employers because they're actively looking for people like you, right? This is a very, very undersaturated space. A lot of people don't have jobs here. A lot of people rather don't have the skill set, so it's like good to go. Now, how can you yourself start it? You can either decide to find your way, right? Learn it by yourself, which will take a long time. You don't know how to start, where to start, or you can follow a platform like Credulen, where you get world-class tutors, people that are actually in the space, understand the industry, are working in the industry, give you world-class knowledge. You can see on Credulen, we work in various countries. We have students in various countries. We have courses. We have impacted over 1,000 plus people. So we have world-class tutors, right? And industry knowledge, knowledge of the industry, and will provide certification. Remember, I said certification is good in your portfolio that you have worked and have certification under a company that is reliable and trustworthy. So you need certification to get those jobs. You need it in your portfolio and your CV, right? So knowledge certification is really important. Accessibility and mentorship. You need access to your tutors to ask questions, mentorship, guiding, and all that stuff. What to learn, how to use tools. We provide that in Credulen, which is one of the most key things. A lot of learning platforms don't provide. They don't provide accessibility to mentors to ask questions, and that is your tutors to ask questions and mentorship. And then we also help you with job navigation, how to find jobs, how to search for jobs, how to acquire jobs, right? Job acquisition, which is really important because you're not just going to learn the skill and abandon it. We're going to show you how to monetize your skill by actually working for a company, finding a company to work with that will pay you in dollars. So I think with this, I've clearly shown you how you can find a hidden career in blockchain, which I've talked about blockchain analytics, and how you can practically learn it and acquire a job that will pay you in dollars in this skill. So I believe you can clap for me, give me a round of applause if I tried with this webinar. So I will take it a step further. At Credulen, this is a very, very big announcement. At Credulen, we currently have an upcoming cohort this May. Depending on when you're watching me in this video, we have a cohort coming up. That's why you're seeing this video. So it might not be May, it might be further than that. So normally, this training, this cohort costs about $1,000 to register. Um, but we're doing a campaign right now. We're trying to help as much people as we can get this knowledge and equip them in this digital driven world, because a lot of people are losing their job. A lot of people want to transition. A lot of people want to earn more and become financially stable. So, out of our goodwill, and we're trying to help as much people as possible, we're giving out registration for this cohort for $120, just $120. You can see the big shift from 1,000 to $120. And in Naira currently, when you're watching this video, it's about 180,000 Naira. And yes, you can pay on installments. You can pay on installments. You can chat us up on our email, on our community group, and we'll send you your account details. Or you can pay. You can visit our site to pay online, and we only accept a few amount of persons per cohort. So we're not packing a lot of persons, right? So people have already started registering. People have already started paying by the time you're watching this video. So I encourage you to take action. I encourage you to take action. Take it as fast as possible. If you don't have the full money, you can pay on installment, and you can pay before the course starts, or you can continue paying during the course, right? We make it flexible because we really, really want to help a lot of people. Now it's time for our question and answer section. So thank you for watching this webinar. Thank you for staying tuned. We're having a question and answer session. Just drop your questions on the comments in our community, and we'll respond to you as quick as possible. Thank you so much, and see you next. So, waiting for your questions. Please drop them on the comments now. Drop them in the comments. And remember, like, subscribe, share this video if you found it really, really valuable.